Welcome back. Quilters Unite! I think that's how they do it. One of the largest shows of its kind is coming to town tomorrow. Krista Klein and Nikki Hill are part of the Quiltfest. Welcome to the show, you guys. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
This is really cool. We got a bunch of quilts here. We're going to talk about some of these, but for those out there who don't know about Quiltfest, it's a thing, and it's happening this weekend, right?
Yes.
So you guys are both quilters yourself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So tell us about what people can expect to see at Quiltfest.
We have 300 to 400 quilts on display. Most of them have been judged. They're just amazing quilts, works of art to bed quilts. We have 70 vendors. There's quilts for sale. There's raffles going on.
Nice, nice.
There's charity auctions.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's people sending quilts in from all over the country too. It's not just a regional thing.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct. We get quilts from all over the United States.
Are some of these, are all the quilts we have out here, are these yours?
They're ours.
They're ours.
Nice. Some of these are amazing. Jerry can zoom in on some of them. The Picasso, I like that. With the this one actually has a little flap. Check this out. Look at that. You guys left one loose. Who made this one?
That'd be me.
You made that one? I like the little scarf floating
That was
there.
actually a guild challenge. It's one of the things that you do, and you can actually participate in next year's guild challenge. But it had to have a dimension. You can. You just have to be at our show and pick up the kit. Has 3 fabrics in it and a challenge, and you have to incorporate them into a quilt. And that was the challenge. Was it had to have a dimensional element, so I gave him a scarf.
Ah, you gave it a third. Well, most quilts have a third degree to them because some of the stuff comes off. It's textured. You can feel it. But some of these, as I look at them, I can't imagine the amount of hours it takes.
Oh, this is even the back of it.
That's
it's so
the
beautiful.
back of it.
That's just, see, we were trying to surprise you folks. We're trying to surprise you with right there. There's actually the front. That's how well I was doing, is looking at the back side. But the back side is where you see all of the stitching you did. And then you got your name here. So as people send their stuff in, will you be selling these quilts after they get judged?
The quilts in the show aren't necessarily for sale. But
no, so these are like, I'm not giving this one up. I spent too much time on it.
That's up to the individual after the show. If they have somebody they want to sell it to, if they know of somebody, or if they've made it for somebody, or sometimes quilts are made to go around to different shows.
So people are just spending their time making these just to bring them around to shows, kind of like, I mean, any other type of show that you're,
Sometimes, a lot of times they'll make a quilt for somebody for graduation. It came out so great that they want to show it before they give it.
Ah, okay, all right.
But we do have a lot of quilts that will be for sale at the show as well. We have a booth of quilts that you can go through. Some of them are completely made, finished like this. Others are ones that might just need a back on it, and if you're looking for a quick project, you can take that home and finish it up.
What I'm finding as a novice quilter, and by novice I mean I've never made a quilt, what I'm finding interesting is the hanging sleeves on the back.
Yes.
A lot of dowel hanging sleeves on the back here, where you can put the dowel through there and hang it on your walls.
That is a show requirement, actually. So we can display them at the show, but for a lot of us, yes, we have them hung. Like little tiny quilts like this obviously would never go on a bed, but they do have sleeves on them so you can hang them up and display them.
What would be, I'll ask you, favorite quilt you ever made?
Favorite quilt I ever made would probably be my fish quilt.
The fish quilt?
Fish quilt.
Oh, look at that. That's like it looks like an aquarium.
It does.
All right, why is that your favorite?
I really enjoyed making it. I made it for a purpose. I hang it at work most of the time.
Nice.
And so I work at the hospital, so I share it with patients.
Didn't want to deal with having to clean a tank, so you just put your tank on a quilt.
Yes.
What about yours?
That's hard. It's like asking you to pick between your children.
I know, but you know what? Moms always say that. Moms always say that, but they do have a favorite.
Actually, in some ways, I think it's this one under here. It's this little half Lone Star.
Half Lone Star?
That is my oldest UFO, unfinished object for anybody who does not quilt.
Here, hold it up high. Hold it up high here.
I bought a set of strips to make a Lone Star, which is an 8-pointed star. One strip, because I did not know any better, it didn't make a whole Lone Star, so I had 4 points, and it sat in the drawer. You put it away, and we all do that. We have a project that just didn't work. In the drawer it goes.
That's what we were talking about before. Is there's you have some that you'll start, and you said, what's the phrase you guys use? Quilting yourself
into a corner.
Oh yeah. Like you're stuck. That's it. I can't look at this anymore. In the drawer it goes. And then this one was 10 years later. I pulled it out and I thought of what to do with it, and I finished it.
So truly, it's like art. I mean, you guys are artists and you're painting, because painters and artists will do that with sculptures. They'll start it and they'll be doing it, and suddenly it's like, oh,
Yep.
I'm not liking this. They put it aside and then come back to it.
Oh yeah.
Well, very cool. So Quiltfest this weekend for anybody who wants to go. It's this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Prime Osborn Convention Center. For more information, you can visit quiltfestjacks.com. Appreciate it, ladies. So I can't have any of them?
No. Sorry.
All right. Well.